For people around the world suffering from incurable diseases and chronic pain that affects their quality of life, stem cell therapy seems to be the light at the end of the tunnel. According to the National Institute of Health, stem cells have unique potential to treat or repair damaged tissue in the body. Despite the ongoing research regarding the use of stem cells for regenerative medicine, scientists believe we are still years away from establishing the therapy as a fact rather than a possibility. However, hundreds of for-profit clinics across the country beg to differ. These unregulated stem cell clinics claim to offer life-changing treatments that involve a minimally invasive procedure. But that forces us to ask, at what cost? Are these clinics venturing outside of federal regulations? Do they truly care about their patients, or are they just looking to pick up a couple $1,000s from another vulnerable patient? In this segment tonight, we are focusing on one stem cell clinic in particular, located in Johnstown, Colorado, and Scottsdale, Arizona. Premier Regenerative Stem Cell and Wellness Center is a stem cell clinic that claims to be a leading research and treatment facility that provides innovative and proven techniques and therapies using stem cells as a natural healing power. To understand the impact that Premier Regenerative has had on patients, we are following the journey of Benjamin Carlson in his pursuit of relief from pain. So tell me about your injury.
I tore my meniscal cartilage in my knee a few months ago.
And what have doctors done about it so far?
They gave me some meds, but I don't like the side effects, so I plan on going on a clinic with a 85% success rate for curing this, and as far as I know, their only risk is infection.
And this clinic is Premier Regenerative, right?
Yeah.
Okay, and so how did you learn about this clinic?
I heard interviews from former NFL members of complete recovery from torn meniscal cartilage from this clinic, so I did a bit of research online and they seem legit. They've published some research papers and are even 100% FDA compliant, so I'm expecting good results.
What kind of stem cells do they use?
I believe they're called mesenchymal stem cells.
Can you explain what mesenchymal stem cells are?
I don't really know. I don't know much about stem cells.
Tell me about Premier Regenerative.
So, Premier Regenerative was started by my good friend Kenneth Stoltz, and we primarily focus on pain management and relief. We offer a host of treatments, such as platelet infusions, stem cells, oxygen therapy, kind of fix just about anything with those. So, orthopedic injuries, COPD, Parkinson's, the Crohn's, things like that.
Do these treatments actually cure diseases like Parkinson's or COPD?
I mean, not yet, but they do help improve quality of life for our patients. So patients see a lot of improvement through these treatments.
You say your treatments are cutting edge. What does the procedure involve?
Sure. So what we do is we take a sample of your bone marrow and use the stem cell extractor 4000 to extract your stem cells, and then we inject them back into you either locally for specific injury or intravenously for systemic issues. But we can get it all done the same day. That takes about 4 or 5 minutes or so.
Okay, so how do the stem cells themselves, once you inject them into, let's say, a knee, how does that fix the chronic pain?
Yeah, so stem cells are kind of like the universal doctor of the body. Kind of do my job for me. But basically they can be used to induce other injured tissue to heal itself.
And are there any risks associated with the procedure?
I mean, no, my medical opinion. It's basically as safe as giving blood. Since it's your own stem cells, you can't have like an allergic reaction or anything like that, no rejection. But like, worst case scenario, you might get infection or something. Fix that right up. It's fine. Pretty safe.
And what would you say the success rate is?
Usually see about 85 to 90% success rate for our patients. But, if done with the first time, you can always come back and get another treatment. We're always happy to serve you.
Now that we have a general idea about the clinic from the doctor himself, we wanted to see what Benjamin's thoughts were after his procedure. We sat down with him again 3 weeks later to learn more about his experience. So tell me, how are you doing, Benjamin? I see you don't have your cane anymore.
I'm doing much better. The pain's almost gone.
Wow, that's good to hear. So tell me, what the procedure entails specifically?
They gave me some IV sedation, so I was awake the entire time, but I barely remember a thing. They removed some cells from my hip bone and put it into some machine that separates them out in a lab, and then they put them back into my knee. And that was about it, and I was numb, so I didn't feel much but pressure, and it didn't hurt. So.
And did the doctor perform the procedure?
Yeah, with the help of a nurse.
Okay. Were there any complications that you experienced a few days or weeks after the procedure?
I had a little bit of soreness back in my knee, but other than that, not much. No.
And did Regenerative follow up with you at all?
Yeah, they gave me a call to see how I was doing, and they gave me a personal plan that outlined what I can do after the procedures to take care of myself. They recommended that I start physical therapy, so I started going to a therapist as well.
If you don't mind me asking, how much did the procedure cost?
It cost me $7,000.
According to regulatory guidelines outlined by the FDA, a product that is used for treatment does not have to be FDA regulated if it is minimally manipulated, is for autologous use, is intended for homologous use, and the procedure is done the same day. If just one of these is violated, then the product has to be regulated by the FDA. Benjamin seems to believe that Regenerative is FDA compliant, but we're not so sure. We need to talk to the doctor one more time. Is your stem cell treatment FDA approved?
Well, no. FDA approval would be completely unnecessary. Our stem cell treatments are natural, simple, and safe.
You emphasize how these are your own cells that you're reintroducing into the body. But how can you be sure that putting these cells in a new environment where they naturally don't belong won't interfere with the tissue's normal function?
Well, cells are able to adapt.
When we consulted the researchers at the University of Illinois who studied mesenchymal stem cells in 2002, they claimed that the cells can only adapt, as you say, into cartilage, bone, and fat tissues. How does that help patients with autoimmune diseases that you claim to help heal?
Nobody really knows how stem cells work. That's just part of the research.
You've discussed with me at length the steps in the procedure, but how can you be so certain that these treatments actually work in repairing tissues? Where's the proof behind it?
Well, if you read the research papers we posted on our website,
we did, Dr. Schmeckel, and they're quite dense. Do you really think most of your patients would understand any of that scientific jargon?
I'm sure they'd get the gist.
Let's say they do. Then they would see that many of the published research was either based on animal trials or in vitro studies, and the rest of the studies are still in clinical trials.
Well, that's just not true. We published our own studies with extremely positive results.
Did it include a control group?
Well, no, but if you look at the patient's recovery, you'd see
I'm glad that you bring up patient recovery. We talked with one of your recent patients, Benjamin Carlson, and he had great things to say about the clinic. His knee has been feeling much better, and he has started physical therapy.
Ah, yes, Benjamin. Yeah, he's shown tremendous results.
But how do you know if the stem cells are the reason for his improvement? Couldn't it be due to other factors like, let's say, a placebo effect or lifestyle change? You see, this is why clinical trials are carried out, to eliminate these uncertainties. And you have not done any of this.
Well, no, but other scientists have.
And have they proven anything?
Not that I know of.
Then how can you consciously charge patients absurd amounts of money for unproven science?
Look, our patients are in tremendous pain, and many of them are willing to pay top dollar for cutting-edge treatment.
The cells are not performing the same basic function when put back into the body for healing purposes. Because of this non-homologous use, this treatment should be done in clinical trials under FDA regulation first to confirm that this procedure is safe and effective. Although patients like Benjamin came out the other side with positive results, the same cannot be said for everyone. Regenerative does an excellent job at highlighting their successes, but neglects to reveal the glaring issue. Their seemingly stem cell magic treatments are not proven to work by scientific evidence. Because of this, potential patients need to go into this clinic with a healthy skepticism. Regenerative is run more like a clinical trial than a so-called treatment facility. They are certainly headed in the right direction, but there's still a lot to learn about stem cells and their therapeutic uses. I am Barbara Campbell. Thank you so much for watching tonight.